Good morning. This is Theresa with the Zulubi Wally Public Library, and I know y'all are not used to seeing my face on the videos, but this morning I actually got up, washed my hair, put a little makeup on, and wearing regular clothes, and thought that I would let you have a face to the voice that you've been hearing for the last month. I believe that we're going to keep these videos coming, these live streams for Creative Moments for a little while longer, even though there's a possibility that the library will be changing how we're operating. So, as a lot of you probably are, we're spending a lot of time outdoors. It's been some really beautiful weather, and I've been planting a lot of things. And I just realized how dark that is down there, and you may not be able to see it as well as I would like you to, so I apologize. When I put on my ring light, all you see is the glare off of my glasses, so I'm trying to adjust to these particulars of working out of my home. So anyway, I've been planting a lot of pots, I've been looking at a lot of Pinterest garden, and I came upon this thing that talked about creating watering spots for your butterflies, for your bees, even small birds. So we need to, especially during the summer months, be able to provide those places. I know a lot of us have big water fountains, but butterflies need something to rest on when they drink water. So, as always, I go and I shop my garage, and I find I have dowel rods. I am fortunate enough to have copper pipe, and I have PVC. I was trying to create some stuff with PVC, so I have quite a bit of PVC laying around. Now, the goal is to create something similar to this. I can't remember which one is which. This one is just PVC pipe that I've cut, I've spray painted it, and I've glued a little dish on top. This one is also PVC pipe with a little dish on top. Now, in order to get these to stay in my yard, they kind of sit in this bucket, okay? But in my yard, to make them stay in place, I've discovered I need something a little bit stable. So so this one, PVC pipe, it's painted green. But then I took, and now I'm going to forget what this is called. It's the things that you go and you get in the hardware department, and it's wrought iron. This one is only like a foot long. You can buy these in different lengths. Out in my flower garden area, I have 3 foot long ones. I have those pounded into the ground, and I'm not taking those out. So I brought one. I created this one. This one is short enough you can put it in a pot. You can put it in your, have it a lower butterfly, and I'll show you some pictures later. I'll post them, and you can see how I'm using these in my garden. So, the way that we construct these is you can take, well, let's talk about the hardest part first. How do you cut PVC pipe? If you've got a 12 foot long, a 6 foot long, you don't want that much PVC pipe, you can use these handy dandy little saws, and you can just saw through this material. It takes a little bit of elbow grease, but you can get it done. I've been sawing, working up those glutes. That's my problem area. You can also have Another little saw that I use this one on wood mostly. If this is too long, I can just saw that sucker down. And it's kind of hard to do while I'm not got it stabilized, but you can see I made a dent in there pretty quickly. You can cut these down to size. Now, if all you want to do is use this with whatever you're attaching to it, you can stain this, you can paint it. I kind of like having a variety of ways that I put stuff in my garden, so that's why I'm giving you lots of options. Now, one of my favorite woods is copper. I love copper. It patinas nicely. You can use this little hacksaw. You can cut that down. You can see I did that on this end. I didn't do that good a job while I was using the hacksaw. But they also, ask your husband, ask your neighbor, ask your plumber. You can buy these little tools to cut pipe with. They are just the most fun. You just screw that on there and you just, well, that's too tight. Can't have it too tight. And then you just start, and as you get older, you start losing a little bit of hand strength, so I apologize. I did this last night. You do that, you go around and around. If it gets a little loose, you tighten it up. You keep going around and around. We're not going to take enough time to do that this morning, but you get the idea. You can cut pipe at home with these tools. Even if you don't have this nice little pipe cutter, maybe your husband's got a little hacksaw that he'll let you use. Home Depot, and I'm giving a shout out to Home Depot. They have curbside service. I have taken advantage of that. I place my order online, and I get some pipe put in my truck for me. So, now, how do you attach, well, let's talk about, before we do that, let's talk about dishes. I've got an assortment of little dishes up here. They need to have a little bit of a bowl to them so that they'll hold a little bit of water. You're not providing like inches and inches of water. You just need a little bit of water. I had one dish that was way too flat. It just wasn't going to work out. So, you know, if you got some old dishes, or your mom's got some old dishes, or your neighbor, you know, something that you want to get rid of, you can grab those. I've got an assortment of those. Like, once again, I buy stuff, or I used to, like this says 50 cents, but it was actually like 25 cents because it was half off. Now, this is a little deep, but this works really well too. You can put something in there, put some water in there and create it. Or if you want to create a little feeding dish, like I don't want to attract, I like being able to offer some bird seed, but I don't have like great big bird feeders. So this would make a nice little petite bird feeder. Now, how do you attach it? So we'll talk about the types of things that you can use. I find that super glue, Loctite, works really well, but you need to have the more like the gel type. Wood is porous, so you have to be careful what you're using when you're attaching it to wood. I generally will almost always use a combination of this and a handy dandy little glue gun. I don't get to pull out glue guns often enough, so I may glue it down with a little super glue, then I may put like a ring of glue gun around it. You can also use E6000. This works really well, but you got to figure out how to stabilize it while it's curing, because this is not an automatic stick. So I will try to put things in, like have a form somehow, because you got to keep your upright while it's attached to your dish. So, like I said, I really kind of like these two methods better. And you can get this at Walmart, Home Depot. You can get E6000 at nearly all of those places, and nearly everybody I know has got at least one little glue gun sitting around. But if you don't worry about it. This little dish right here, I love this little blue dish. I bought it somewhere. I love this beach glass. I actually just sit this in top of a pot. I would just sit it in like that, so it's sitting there, and you've got a little bit, it adds to your container garden, and it adds a little bit of water. So, sea glass is awesome. I have a lot of this stuff. I am attracted to glass, this shiny glass. These are our glass gems. These are marbles. You know, we used to nearly all have containers where we have the glass marbles in them to create focal points in our decor. And then I have these little glass gems. These are just fun. They're like a rainbow in a bowl. I love those. You can also just use rocks, gravel. I don't particularly like painting these to put into a dish for somebody, for an animal or an insect to drink out of, because I don't know what may be leaching into that. That's why I don't go on the camera very often, because I get itches and I can't keep my hands away from my face. But as you can see, and maybe you can't see, so we'll bring this up. So in this one, I got a combination of a lot of things. I have little glass tiles, I got the beach glass, I got the marbles, I got the gems. Just whatever you want to put in there, you can put in there. And see how that one sits like that? It has a lower profile. These go on, this one has the colorful gems in it. It's almost like I'm trying to create a little bouquet of flowers in this dish. And this one is higher. It sits on, in my entrance, it sits on one of those rods so that it stabilizes it. And then this one also. So I painted these both with a metallic to kind of make them look like metal. And then this one I painted green so that it will resemble the foliage that surrounds it. I also have this, which I'm very fortunate to have. It's a votive holder that goes in my garden. So if you're fortunate enough to have those or something similar to that, my little jar will sit right in there. If I wanted to do, you know, something else, I can also set a little saucer right on there and create. Like I said, the butterfly feeder, bee waterers, or something else. So I feel like this has been a quick creative moment, but I hope that you will be inspired to create something for yourself. It's those little moments of creativity and little moments of color that bring joy and peace into our daily lives. I have most of these things on the walk up into my door. I have some little inspirational rocks there. That brings about a little bit of joy to our lives every time that we see them. And that's really important right now, is for you to figure out a way to bring a little bit of joy, creativity, a little bit of fun into your life, and maybe explore something that you didn't know. Learn how to cut pipe. You know, get out there and saw some wood. And I don't mean take a nap, but actually saw some wood. So if you ever have any questions about anything that I've shown you, you can always email me at the library, Theresa.brooks@cedarhilltexas.com. You can add a comment down below if you want to make it public. We enjoy this time with you, and we look forward to extending this through the summer. If you have anything that you would like me to explore, and I will try anything just about. I may not be a professional or be excellent, but I will give it a go, and maybe we'll share that with the group. I do want to encourage everyone to post what you're creating, whether you've made the best chocolate cake in the world, chocolate chip cookies, whether you have grilled the perfect piece of chicken. I can't do that stuff, so I really admire people. So share your creativity with us, and I will see you next week. Bye. Love you.